rates of skin cancer are increasing, and the more time you spend in the sun without protection, the more at risk you are. It's just really important to protect yourself and your family from UVA and UVB rays. They are cancer causing, they age you, so the importance of keeping yourself protected from the sun just can't be overstated. Everyone should wear sunscreen. The only people who shouldn't wear sunscreen are babies under 6 months of age because their skin can be a little bit sensitive. They should be protected through shade or clothing, but everyone else, if they're spending any time in the sun, should be wearing a broad spectrum sunscreen. There are 2 different kinds of sunscreen that you can wear. The first is something that is called a chemical sunscreen, which usually the active ingredients are avobenzone oxalate. These are sunscreens that when they're put on your skin, they absorb the rays and protect your skin in that way. The other type of sunscreen there are is called a mineral sunscreen. Both of these types are very widely available in any store. Mineral sunscreen usually contains titanium dioxide or zinc oxide, and they are more of a physical barrier for the sun. For everyday use, you want an SPF of about 30, but if you're going to be spending an extended period of time, you want at least an SPF of 50. Clothing can shield you as well, especially if you're an outdoorsy type person. There's shirts that have UPF in them. And so there is protective factors that way. It's nice to have not just the sunscreen, but then also maybe layer with a hat and also a shirt that you can put on if you feel like you've been in the sun too long. Also important to wear sunglasses. The risk of the sun can cause macular degeneration, cataracts, so protecting your eyes from those UV rays is really important. And then when you're looking at sunscreen for children, there are ones that are formulated more specifically for children. Usually those are mineral type sunscreen because it can be less irritating to sensitive skin. You obviously want to be aware of how long they've been out in the sun, if you've reapplied the sunscreen every 90 minutes or so, or if they've been in the water a lot, if they need their sunscreen reapplied. Really important to protect children from the sun. Any blisterings that occur before the age of 18 more than double your risk for melanoma as an adult. So keeping kids protected from the sun, using good sun scents, reapplying often when you're outside will go a long way to keeping you not only cancer-free, but decrease those aging effects of the sun as well. Anytime the sun is out, especially in the summer, you're at risk. You can check the UV in your weather apps now. You can check and see how high it is. So the higher the UV, the quicker you're gonna burn, basically. But just don't take for granted that just because the UV is low, it doesn't mean you can't still get a sunburn if you're out or you don't still need sunscreen. Everyone should wear sunscreen. I think there's some myths that some people don't burn as easily and may be better protected, but everyone who spends a length of time in the sun, you're going to have a risk for basal cell carcinoma, you're going to have a risk for melanoma, and it doesn't necessarily have to do with what type of skin you have. That being said, some people are more fair and may burn more easily, but as a general rule, everyone should wear sunscreen when they're out in the sun for any length of time. I think there's been some disinformation about the importance of protecting yourself from the sun. People are concerned about sunscreen, that it is not safe, but sunscreen is rigorously tested. It is very safe. I think the only factor is whether you choose a chemical or a mineral sunscreen really has to do with your preference. Some people have a skin that might be more sensitive to one or the other, so they can just choose, but both are safe and effective. Reading the advice from accredited doctors who are dermatologists are going to tell you, and they will all tell you that you need sunscreen. You can look at the FDA website, the CDC website. Those things are going to have scientifically proven and tested information for you. And so just going to trusted sources, talk to your local public health office, your local clinic, they should all be providers of good information.